Hi Scorpio, welcome to your November 2021 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Scorpio, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. With that being said, before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your before we get into it, if you haven't seen them, your 2022 taroscopes are up and out there. I worked really hard on these. There's not one of them that is under 90 minutes long. You're going to get numerology, you're going to get astrology, you're going to get the eclipses, you're going to get the 12-month tarot breakdown. I put my heart and soul into these, so if you want to get yours, they are up for purchase this year. I'm sorry if that disappoints anybody, but they are totally accessible in price. So you can get one for $4.99, you can get three for $12.97, so that's your sun, moon and ascendant, or you can get the whole bundle of all 12 for $24.99, which is a bargain, I reckon. And with that said, you can do that in the link in the description box below, and there'll be one of those little things floating around somewhere so that you can get yours. All right, so with that, let's get straight into it for your actions and options. And I forgot to say, if you are celebrating this month, a happy damn birthday to you. I truly hope you have an amazing solar return. Remember to fill the day of your birthday with a little bit of everything that you want this entire year ahead to have in it. All right. For your actions and interactions with the world at large, you have the Seven of Cups. Beautiful. I say beautiful, it is the Seven of Cups. So the first thing that I want to say to you is, this month, give yourself some time to think about what is important to you, right? Now, yes, you could say that to anybody. It's a bit of a cliche. The Seven of Cups is really, yes, it's confusion and all the rest of it. I don't feel like this is that though. I actually feel like this is some of the long-term plans and commitments or goals that you have right now are absolutely possible, but it's like you're trying to fit everything, you know, like a bottleneck, right? You can't fit the whole 2 liters of water out of that bottleneck. It has to either dribble out, or if you know the little hack, you swill the bottle around. And then, so this is about finding ways to do everything that you want to do this month. And I feel like there will be some solutions that present themselves, but this is going to be a month where you're having to really prioritize your time, your effort, your energy, and your inner resources in some way, shape or form. And this just in, what I'm getting from this as well is there's going to be some sort of emotional challenge that comes up this month. It's like you're having to put how you feel about someone or something aside for the bigger picture. So it will be interesting to see how that plays out for you guys. But yeah, I feel like this is you kind of really getting to grips with yourself. For your money and materials, you have the 10 of Wands, right? So this is very interesting. This could literally be the release of a debt. Maybe you're paying a debt off. Now, here's where this gets interesting, because you've got that Seven of Cups there. I kind of feel like this month you're going to be presented with a situation. You can either pay off a debt, or you can maybe buy something for your business, or you can, I don't know, buy yourself that item for your thing that you know, for your home that you've wanted, or maybe you can get the new car that you need. Or it's kind of like you're going to be presented with a situation this month where it's you can have either or, but not both. And I do feel like on a financial level, one of these things that you're staring down the nose of is a debt, and the other one is a purchase of some sort that you've wanted or needed for some time. And it's almost like you're being told you can have one of them right now, but you can't have both, so you've got to choose. If I'm honest, just because, I mean, in my younger years, I'd have just bought the purchase. Full disclosure, you know, I'm going to tell you straight, right? That's who I now in my, not so spring chicken years, I would be more pragmatic and I would pay off the debt. I'm not giving you advice on how to live your life. I'm just telling you, like, this month it's likely that you're going to be presented with that kind of choice. You need to think about what's going to be the right thing for you in the long term. Now, that being said, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, it's an interesting one because this card can show up as lower back challenges and or issues. And with that Seven of Cups in close proximity and all this stuff that came through about emotions, what I know about the lower back is when you have problems with the lower back, the lower mid to lower back, when you have issues or challenges around that space, it usually translates as there are worries in the financial sense. And I find this really, really interesting in the way that that combination has come up. So if you have anything like that, I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, but you know, maybe take a moment to consider what is going on in your financial world, or what is it that you feel like maybe you're having to deny yourself. For your communications and conversations, you have the Horned One in this deck, but that's actually the Emperor. I like this. I like this a lot, right? So this could literally be you considering your home, considering your environment, like literally where you are in terms of the place that you live. It feels to me as well like there are going to be really big considerations about what it is that you're almost like big considerations about what it is that you hold to and what it is that you are happy to be associated with, right? And the way the world is at the moment, this is why I don't do it, right? This is why I just don't get into any of it. But right now, it's a time, right? It's one of those times where what you say and what you align with and what you say your values, etc., are can really cause a lot of problems for you. So actually, you know, it's very sad in a lot of ways. This could be one of those months, though, where, right, Mars is in Scorpio now, and you guys aren't fucking around. I mean, not that you do anyway, but the fact that you've got Mars in Scorpio, it kind of feels for me like this month, you're going to be very clear on what you feel. You're going to be very upfront and honest about what you have to say. And I think more importantly, you're going to be very clear on the way that you deliver things and what you tie yourself to. You've got this next to the Ten of Wands, which means in a lot of ways you are... Maybe it's like this month you're ready to put your money where your mouth is, right? So this is very interesting with the messages that have come through previously. When it comes to the work sector, for a lot of you, I feel like this might be a lot of you deciding, actually, this is where I emancipate myself. This is where I, you know, tell my boss, actually, I'm out. I'm going to start my own business. Maybe this is you deciding to get some new professional training so that you can get yourself out. There's a big set of shifts and changes coming up for you guys as we get into the end of the month, because you've got the first of the eclipses in the Taurus Scorpio axis, which is huge, right? It's going to be a big deal because, you know, this is your sign. So whether this is your sun, your moon, or your ascendant, you know, those, a big part of you, a big part of your chart is going to go through a massive transformation over this next 18 months, kicking off from November the 19th. For your love and relations, look at that. You've got the Ten of Cups. Love, your connection, your partnership, your lover, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your people. You know, this is where you're going to find it. This is where you're going to find sanctuary. I mean, this is gorgeous, right? That is the happy purchase of a home. It is just wonderful news that comes into a partnership, a marriage, or a relationship, which is great. There's good communication here. There's self-sustenance here. There's love. There is connection and commitment here, which is really beautiful to see. For those of you that are single, I mean, the other thing as well, you've got these two tens. Two tens always represents change, and it's usually big change at that. So one of the things that I will say to you, over the course of this month, it does look like there are not only shifts taking place, but for those of you that are single, I don't think you will be by the end of the month, I have to say. And even if you are still single, there'll definitely be someone in the picture that is getting closer than maybe even you realized or imagined they would. For your first week of the month, you have the Strength card with the Seven of Cups. There's definitely something going on in the emotional sector here. There's something that you're having to dig really deep in the heart space to. And I kind of feel it's like one of those, like the line of a song that's coming into my mind is it's a song by a guy called Timberland. And in there he says, I'll move my heart to the side and make some room to forgive you. That's the line that I keep hearing when I think about this now. And it's like, maybe there is something that comes up with someone where you're like, you know what? I actually need your help. And while I can't fucking stand you or something that you've done to me or to somebody that I love or care about, Cancers and Scorpios and Aries, hurt somebody that they love, I dare you. You just do it. Save yourself the hassle, okay? And possibly the not even possibly, just save yourself the hassle. Don't do it. All jokes aside, this could be one of those moments where it's like, I actually need your help, your expertise, your this, whatever it might be. And so for that reason, I can put how I feel about you aside. For your second week of the month, you've got the Chariot card and the Ten of Wands. So whatever this thing is, I mean, for some of you, it might literally be something to do with a car. I mentioned, getting a new car. Very possible. Like I said, there is something that you've got the money to do, either pay off the debt or buy this wonderful item thing that you've wanted or needed for some time. You won't be able to do both yet, all right? So this second week, there's something that you're going to be like, yes, I've done this. It's great. For your third week of the month, you have the Moon card underneath the Emperor. For some of you, you could be hearing from an old boss. You could be reconnecting with somebody for some of you, this could be reconnecting with somebody that you lived with previously. For those of you that are single, maybe you're reconnecting with an ex or a partner of some kind. Definitely possible. Because it is with the communications, this could also be hearing from a place that you've studied previously or a place that you've worked previously. There might be an opportunity there. I'm not sure it's a path that you will want to tread, but I can't make that decision for you. And then finally, for the fourth week of the month, you've got the Fool card. So for those of you that are partnered, married, long-term commitments, if you're in that space, this is a great time to be making babies. It's a wonderful time for conception or starting a family. Definitely possible. For those of you that are single, really wonderful time to be meeting somebody new, and it really does feel like this person excites the bones of you, right? For those of you that are partnered and maybe not interested in having children, etc., this could be a project that you guys are working on together that you're now ready to start seeing into actuality, which could be really, really nice. All right, so for your moons, so the Scorpio new moon, your new moon, you have the gate 53 and opening, which means there is potential around this new moon, right? Remember, you get one new moon and one full moon per year per sign. This is yours, and this is a big deal because this is the final new moon that you're going to have that is not an eclipse for the next 18 months, right? So in a way, in a way, I feel like this is a big deal because it suggests to me that while it's not an eclipse, it is going to be the one that you have the most, and I always believe anything that happens in our sign or in our first house, we have like a modicum of control, just like a little bit of control over what we create, what we manifest in that area of our lives. And I kind of feel because this one isn't an eclipse, you're going to have more sort of sway or say over what it might be or create for you. All right, so use this wisely. This card opening, it basically suggests that you have a chance to walk through a very specific door or to step onto a very specific path around this new moon. And you're just going to have faith in yourself and the process. That full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus at the end of the month, well, on the 19th, is the Gate 5 and Patience. I'll get to this card in just a moment. This is a big deal because, as I've said now for ad nauseum, oh, and by the way, as part of your 2022 Taroscope, you're going to get, I will talk about the eclipses, I'll be talking about your new moon and your full moon, what they're going to mean for you, all that good stuff, and you'll get the breakdown. Link in the description. So this is a big deal because this is the next 18 months between your sign and Taurus. So your sign and your sun, your moon, or your ascendant, and the sign that's bang right opposite it. These eclipses are going to bounce back and forth in this space, which means partnerships, relationships, connections of all kinds are going to be in the fore for you. Now, you've got this Gate 5 and Patience card, and the message of this card is the full moon is going to highlight to you where you need to be more patient, where it is that things are happening, maybe just not at the pace that you would like them, maybe not in the way that you would like them, but they are happening. There are more developments taking place around this full moon than maybe you are aware of at this moment in time. So give that a consideration. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Have an amazing birthday. Remember to fill the day of your solar return with a little bit of everything that you want this next 12 months to have in it. And around that new moon, make a wish, because the next time the moon, or should I say the first full moon of Scorpio in 2022 is going to be an eclipse, right? So what you set into motion around this new moon will probably pack an extra punch when you get the results of that manifestation or that intention that you set. They're going to be bigger than maybe even what you hoped for. All right, so use this to your advantage. Take care, and I'll see you soon.